What if distortion wasn't just an effect you slap on randomly, but an actual instrument you write your song around? Today, I'm going to show you how adding distorted samples to your workflow can build tension and momentum in your songs. These take inspiration from bands like Nine Inch Nails, Filter, Loathe, etc. They've been heavily processed through analog voltage hardware. There's a ton of ear candy baked into them. There are automated modular effects and reverbs that increase the intensity in them as well. You can cut, reverse, fade, or EQ these to fit into your song to provide a layer of depth without overthinking or flipping through tons of presets. Let's take the verse of this song, for example. This entire composition is utilizing percussion elements, synth design, distorted bass, and it's building and ramping each part into one another. So now that we've heard some of these being used in the context of a song, let's listen to what some of these sound like isolated. Every loop here is built to inspire songwriting, with a tempo and key tags so you can drop them straight into your session. So let's listen to some of these abrasive samples. You can filter these to increase dynamics and intensify the tension within your project as well. And it also will let the harmonics that are there fill in the space. So let's look at this plasma bass sample. There is some reverb in here. It's at the tail end of each cycle of the loop. And I'm actually doing a additive evolving low pass filter on this. So it's kind of just expanding the top end. So let's listen to that. This pack very much is built for sound design. For example, I took this thermal reverse sample. Not only is it transposed down 4 semitones, I'm also doing a forced manual side chain. Let's hear that. And basically all I did was took the end of the sample, cut it, and then faded it in, and then duplicated it. So we'll hear that again. Also, when looking at some of these risers and swells, they're pretty intense, so I'm adding an additional fade on top of it. This sample was definitely just chopped up and made to fit whatever the song was calling for. So if I'm correct, it's basically a split bass and percussion sample. So let's hear this. Also, I want to note too that this is in 120, so I did stretch it to fit this 140 tempo. So it's speeding up a lot. So that honestly is why you're hearing it sound the way it does, like how crazy it is. And then for this next section, there's already a percussion stem that has this. It basically took the tail end of this loop, and then it's just doing 16th note percussion variations whenever it goes into this next section. It sounds a bit ridiculous by itself, but if you listen to it in the context of the mix, I mean... It's providing something that quarter note hi-hat isn't. The last thing I wanted to look at too was this keys into coil loop. So loops like this really can be the driving force and the backbone. So now that we've gone in and listened to a lot of these samples and loops isolated, let's listen to them in the context of this song and listen to them going into this next riff. So what do you guys think? Can you add too much distortion? Bands like Loathe and Northlane are stacking saturation heavier than ever right now. But this isn't new. I mean, Nine Inch Nails, KMFDM, Rammstein, they've been doing this for decades. The difference now is everybody has access to more tools. In a world where half the music on streaming platforms is generated or quantized to death, this kind of raw, aggressive approach is what separates your productions from everything else. That's what we built this pack for. Drop a comment and tell us where you'd use these in your music. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.